sit low with them fly ass chicks who paint them pretty ass lips. With them trap boys out doubling up on bricks. For musicians like myself that was blessed with a gift. To rap with a package, see what it is. Swerving through traffic like I lost control of the whip. Hurt the competition like I ran over these bricks. Double lines mean nothing when you're hugging the bridge. Red light, green light, headlight, geek bright. Superstar life make these lanes hate right.
We back, baby. What's up, baby? What up, Ryan?
What's up? What's up? What's up, dog?
What's up, Ian Kelly?
How's it going? How's it going? How's it going?
I don't know. I'm feeling good, though. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Happy Jewish Tuesday to each and everybody out there. I know it's been a while. Sorry for the delay. Things happen. Things come up. But we back, Ryan. Ryan, it's been a while, baby. Let the world know what happened, baby.
What happened, baby? What happened? Okay, we got to go way back in the NBA playoffs. Can we take a trip back in?
I mean, technically, it's Dennis's show. You should be asking him, but sure, go ahead.
But both of y'all.
It's Ryan's show too, so he can go ahead and say what he got to say.
All right.
I'm just a guest. It's y'all show. But.
Now remember how the Nuggets fired their head coach.
Right.
Vaguely. Yeah.
Do y'all remember that?
It was a couple of years ago. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about this year.
Oh, no, it was still this year. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a couple months back. They fired him right before the playoffs.
You know what? These last couple of months, it felt like 5 years. But yeah.
Well, when they fired their head coach, they had got busted in the playoffs. Y'all deserve it. Karma is a bitch. And you deserve it. You don't deserve to win nothing else. If y'all ever seen The Color Purple, Whoopi Goldberg doing just like this. So their head coach doing just like this to the Denver Nuggets. Y'all ain't did right by me, and y'all let me go. Y'all might not even get to the finals no more. And y'all deserve it. Karma is a bitch.
Yeah.
My next, what happened, baby? Antonio Brown, you paying your security a lot of money so you don't get into no fight, get in no situation. But you still got into a damn situation. You got into a fight.
He's Antonio Brown.
So why you paying? Where your security at?
Once again, he's Antonio Brown. That's the answer to the question.
But you paying your security so you don't get in no bullshit.
Look, every answer to your question could be answered with, it's Antonio Brown.
Oh, I'm saying, you need to fire that security. Whoever you hire, you need to fire them. If they let fans get to you, people trying to take your necklace and all that shit, they're not good security team. Yes or no?
No.
Well, it honestly depends how much you paying the security, though.
I don't give a damn. You paying them $1.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying, if you pay for 1-star service, you're going to get 1-star service. Now, if you're paying for 5-star service, you're going to get 5-star service. It just depends on what you're paying for.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Hey, dog, I'm trying to figure out who Ian Thomas is, too.
Ian Thomas, if I vaguely recall, was a tight end in the NFL. That's who Ian Thomas is.
Oh, I'm just saying. Antonio Brown, you got to do better. What happened, baby? What happened?
I mean, it's the same Antonio Brown who bought an arena football team, wasn't paying the players, defaulted the team, had to sell it back to the league, and then that team went bankrupt.
So you saying they did the Whoopi Goldberg on him? They did him just like that
No, I'm saying is that Antonio Brown is not intelligent. Like up here, he is not all there. So
I
mean, how do you buy a team and then bankrupt it not even 4 months in? So
yeah. I'm just saying you gotta do better. Got to.
I think that whole team, that whole league went bankrupt though.
I mean, Arena Football League was kind of dying out to begin with, but still.
You gotta do better.
Ian Thomas, I think, was like a Carolina tight end, if I vaguely recall. He was like with Carolina in like the 2010s. Like,
all right, Ian, what you got?
I got for you, Dennis.
When it comes to what happened, baby, I got two. The first what happened, baby, is the Tom Thibodeau. How you gonna get fired on your day off? I mean, New York Knicks, they get to the Eastern Conference Finals. They're at the doorstep. They lose to Indiana, and then you get fired? Now, trust me, as somebody... Hey, as somebody who saw Tom Thibodeau, he has had a habit of going from place to place within a couple of seasons. He did it in Chicago. He did it in Minnesota. He did it in New York. I mean, heck, even when he was an assistant coach, he didn't last a couple of years before popping over from team to team to team. That's who Tom Thibodeau is. He is essentially a suitcase. He is going to go from team to team every couple of seasons. That's what he does. But I want to know, when it comes to Tom Thibodeau, his no-nonsense attitude, that's got to rub players the wrong way. That's got to rub executives the wrong way. That has to irritate certain people in management. Because when you have that no-nonsense, I ain't going to tolerate it type of attitude, that is not going to be favorable. So for Tom Thibodeau, I'm just curious if he did it to himself, or was it essentially, hey, if you don't win the NBA Finals, you're going to be fired? Because that's really what it seems like. Like, he pretty much was on his last leg, and anything but winning a title was the only way he was going to stay. So that was the first thing. And then second, I'm going to go over to my sport, which is the National Hockey League, and the Dallas Stars. You pulled your goaltender, the guy who helped you get all the way to the Western Conference Finals. You pull him early in the game. You put in your backup, and you get your absolute ass kicked by the Edmonton Oilers. It wasn't even close. It was pretty much from start to finish. It was game over. But you pull the guy who helped you get there. That was a terrible decision. The coaching was awful. The schemes were lackluster. And Pete DeBoer, who used to be the coach of the Vegas Golden Knights, I wonder if he's going to be fired. Because that is one of the worst coaching decisions I have seen in a while. Pulling a Olympic caliber goaltender in a do-or-die Game 6. That was an awful decision by Dallas. So that is my what happened, baby. The fact that you pulled that in a do-or-die situation did not look good for Dallas.
My what happened, baby. Stefon Diggs. Boy, you out there giving out that powder to them girls on that bus. First of all, it shouldn't have been no goddamn phones on that boat. It's boats and hoes. It ain't no boats, phones, and hoes. It's boats and hoes. That's how the song goes. Boats and hoes. 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 That mean that's the song. Boats and hoes. Ain't no goddamn boats, phones, hoes. No phones, bitches.
When did Dennis become John C. Reilly?
Just letting you know. No phones, but there ain't no phones around here. And that's how the song go. My ass, that boats and boats. Your ass can't drown because my dick can float. Boats and hoes. Boats and hoes. Boats and hoes.
Hey, look, Dennis, this is a fucking Catalina wine mixer. All right, let's get to the point.
fucking Catalina wine mixer, man. All I'm trying to tell you is boats and holes is what it should have been. That's all it should have been there. No phones. They should all sign NDAs. Only person that had a phone should have been you. That's it. Nobody else got a phone. Now he out there giving out that pink powder, which look like sea salt. I'm gonna leave that alone. Got them girls going crazy. And now your team is talking about they may need to suspend you, which is crazy because everybody's like, oh, Roger Goodell needs to suspend him. I'm like, Roger Goodell probably won't suspend him. It probably won't happen. I mean, everybody's just upset about it, but I mean, he ain't suspend what you call him. What's the wide receiver that had that drag race on Kansas City?
You're talking about Rashee Rice.
Rashee.
Yeah.
He ain't suspend him. He didn't see no disciplinary action.
Yeah, even though Karma did take care of it. I will point that out.
Right. But I'm just saying, Roger Goodell probably won't suspend him. So all that people saying he need to be suspended and all that, it probably won't happen. At the end of the day, he didn't get in no criminal activity. No cops said anything was called. Nothing happened. He was just giving out some cocaine. It's cocaine.
I mean, he's with New England right now. OTAs have started. He's on the field. So.
That's all I'm saying. Both, like I said, both the holes that Dalton said is Shark Week. Ryan, what up, Ryan?
I mean, if I'm Stephon Diggs, I should worry more about my play on the field and being in New England than having Twitter beef with who is it? Offset? Quavo? Who is it? Apparently, he's having some Twitter beef involving.
Offset, yeah, Offset did a rap song about rap this song. He's gonna rap this song about a guy that doesn't even rap. Who gives a damn?
That another.
Oh wait, the Steelers lost a tight end at OTAs today.
I
mean, the Steelers are apparently America's team because they backed a certain president, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
That might be purposely so they can make that trade.
I think he tore his ACL or something.
They've been talking about making a trade with Miami to get
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, good luck.
Even though it's June 1st and everybody said Aaron Rodgers would be in Pittsburgh by now. I don't know what June 1st they talking about. My fault. The day June 3rd. It's past June 1st.
Hey.
I don't know what June 1st they talk about that Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. Maybe they mean next year.
Hey,
everybody can talk about when June 1st hit, it's going to be so many people cut. I ain't seen nobody get cut yet.
Me either.
I know Ryan waiting on a trade for June 1st. I ain't seen his ass get traded either.
I know y'all did trade it. Somebody.
Yeah, all our stuff is now official with Darius Slay and our other corner.
About your pass rush.
Are you talking about Darby?
Yeah.
No, not Darby. What's the other corner that we had that
y'all traded to the 49ers?
No, the other corner first. He just got officially cut. I can't think of his name. James Bradbury.
Oh, Bradbury.
And then the pass rusher that we traded to the 49ers, Bryce Huff, isn't all the way official now. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying, best of luck to the Steelers, Skylar Thompson, quarterback of the future. Let's go.
I mean, they got whatever they want. Skylar Thompson.
It's either going to be him or it's going to be Mason Rudolph. So best of luck to you.
I'll put my money on Ryan. Well, what's that? I'll put my money on Howard.
Oh, you got a 6th-round pick beating out 2 guys? Ooh, okay.
He going to say he ain't worth 10 dead fly smash. Ain't that so? Yeah, we back, Jay Jones. We back, man. It's been a little bit. We back, baby. We back, baby. We are back. We're back. We're getting Doug back. And we're the 3 best friends that anyone can have. We're the three best friends that anyone can have. All right, Ron, what you got for certified player?
My only certified congratulations to the two teams going to the NBA Finals.
Oh yeah.
Y'all worked hard to get there. Y'all been playing y'all ass off all year.
And Pacers and the OKC Thunder. Who would have known that the Pacers and the OKC Thunder will both be in the final? Who would have known?
What? I thought the New York Knicks had it in the bag. I thought they were the better team. But the head coach don't like. Wait a minute. But the head coach don't like to play everybody.
New York. Hey, New York is New York. They were gonna choke it away. So.
But I wanted the New York Knicks to go though. It's been so long for them to not go. This was their time to shine.
Hey Ron, it wasn't just you. All right, deep down the NBA, from market perspective, they wanted the Knicks to get there too. All right, biggest market in the NBA, they wanted them to be there. So
I mean, I wanted them to go, but the Pacers said, nope, not this year or last year. So they're my only certified play.
Okay, Ian, what you got over there, Ian Kelly?
So when it comes to certified, I'm going to go over to my sport, and that is the National Hockey League. And I want to say congratulations to the rematch. For the first time since 08-09, we are having a rematch in the Stanley Cup Finals. We have the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. And after they went 7 games last year, hey, we are running it back in the NHL. So we're going to see if Florida can win back-to-back titles, or if the curse of the Canadian teams will be broken in the NHL. It has been over 30 years since a Canadian team has won a Stanley Cup. Yeah, Montreal Canadiens, 1993 was the last time a Canadian team has won a Stanley Cup. So the Edmonton Oilers will be trying to win a Stanley Cup and bring it back to Canada, our home and native land. So I definitely want to say certified players will be the NHL for getting a rematch of the year prior and seeing who wins this year. So,
all right now. All right. That's nice. Now, did Canada start hockey? Am I tripping? Is that their sport?
So it really depends on who you ask. Now, there is a lot of belief that Minnesota really helped build the world of hockey. I mean, Minnesota, United States, and everything. But when it comes to Ontario and Toronto and Ottawa, so the National Hockey League itself, and the whole 1917, it being founded, there's a reason why the headquarters are in Toronto, and the National Hall of Fame and all the museums and everything are in Toronto. So it just really depends, Dennis, on who you talk to. But if you're Canadian, you would say yes, you built it. But it just depends on who you are. So,
all right. Well, this Saturday, your boy will be blessed to be on the panel of Off the Top Sports. You understand? If you look at it right there, sports versus relationship show. Your boy is in the building, baby. I will be there. I will be on my best behavior. As I say, my best behavior. But I can't wait to be there. The 8th anniversary Off the Top Sports versus relationship show, live show this Saturday, 7 p.m. I will be on my best behavior. You understand? I can't wait.
We gonna see.
Now, Ron, we are ready for these questions, Ron.
My first question: do you think the matchups play a big part of the playoffs in the NBA, Dennis?
Yeah, the matchups do gotta play a big part. Other than that, you ain't watching.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
Why you say no?
Because when it comes to the matchups itself, if it's depending on if we're breaking it down, position by position,
Right.
or if we're breaking it down based off a rivalry perspective. So when it comes to on the court, that would be a yes when it comes to matchups. But if we're talking about matchups in terms of rivalry, no, it really does not matter come playoff time. So it just matters on your definition of matchups. If it's on the court, or breaking it down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that matchup matters. But rivalry-wise, there really hasn't been many, die-hard, bitter, vile rivalries in the NBA in the playoffs. And the main reason why is because we live in a soft era of the NBA where, hey, I want to be your buddy. Oh, you want to be my buddy? Yeah, I want to be your friend. Fuck out of here. So when it comes to the NBA, that's really my issue with it, is that relationships now kind of ruin that, bitter Pistons and Bulls back in the day that we saw in the 80s and 90s.
So do you think we'll ever get back to that point?
No.
Because
I don't think all players will, but I think some players will.
Because if you look at, for example, if you look at the New York Knicks and the Pacers, they're old school rivalry. Shout out to
it ain't no rivalry because the Knicks ain't beat the Pacers in over 25 years in the playoffs. So,
well, I talk about they known for going head to head. No did.
Yeah.
But they known to bump heads in the playoffs.
What I'm pointing out is that back in the day when the Lakers and the Celtics faced off, the Celtics hated losing to the Lakers, and the Lakers surely hated losing to the Celtics.
Right.
That's a rivalry. The Pistons and the Bulls, that was a rivalry. You have to have two teams that just can't stand losing to each other. That's a rivalry. And because of the era of the NBA now, we don't have that. No.
All right. My next question. How long you think the NBA draft been rigged, and do you think the fans can do something about it? Dennis.
The draft been rigged forever, since the beginning of time. So to let everybody else tell it. And can anybody do anything about it?
Yeah.
Nobody but the commissioner.
I tired saying this shit.
Yeah,
and
well,
shout out to Ian. He the one put me on game a long time ago with this. When somebody big get traded, the next year that team get the first pick. Yes or no?
Yeah, that's what he said. And he's been right ever since.
Right. So shout out to Ian for that. What do you think,
Ricky
Ian?
Bobby, what's going on, Ricky Bobby?
Hey, what's going on, Ricky Bobby? Now, I don't think that it's been that way forever. But since the David Stern, Adam Silver era, yes, it has been rigged. And the way I explain that it's been rigged is because when it comes to the NBA draft and the coincidences and the parallels that have happened since 1985,
right,
it has happened again and again and again and again. And eventually, when enough coincidences happen, and when you see enough links connecting things from A to B and then getting all the way down to Z, it eventually goes, okay, it's no longer just a coincidence that a team that trades a superstar ends up getting the number 1 overall pick the very next year. It ends up being a pattern, a trend. That's what ends up happening.
Right.
And I mentioned 1985 for a reason, because this is just so happened to be the Patrick Ewing draft. And what was the year that they started doing a draft lottery and they weren't just flipping a coin between the first and second overall picks? Well, just happened to be the year the New York Knicks, who are the biggest market, by the way, MSG, that is significant to the NBA, ended up getting Patrick Ewing, who was hyped up as one of the biggest and best known talents that were entering the NBA at the time. So I've said that dating back to 1985, that's when they started rigging it. Because they realized that if a big market gets a number 1 overall pick, If there is a certain city that gets a hometown favorite, it generates interest. It gets the league to have eyeballs put on them. And it's best for business. Because a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but the NBA, at the end of the day, it's business first, sports second.
My next question. What is your expectations of your NFL rookies this year? Ian.
My apologies. I was reading the question. Can I have you repeat what you just said, man?
What is your expectations of your NFL rookies this year?
So when it comes to Chicago Bears, when it comes to the first round pick, I'm hoping that him and Cole Kmet can find a way to get, a couple 100 yards, maybe a few touchdowns here and there. But I am not expecting Brock Bowers type numbers. I'm not going to go on that asinine. I'm not saying he's going to win, Rookie of the Year, be top 2 in Rookie of the Year. No. I say that Caleb Williams is going to get him a couple 100 yards, and that's going to end up being there. So I will answer the question off air to answer that. Now, when it comes to our second round picks, which is Luther Burden out there at Missouri, similar way, depending on if they put him in the slot or they put him at the number 2. I will say that when it comes to him, he is going to be a similar case. A couple 100 yards. I think he'll score maybe 4 or 5 touchdowns for the Chicago Bears. But overall, when it comes to the Bears organization, I'm more curious about the young offensive lineman they took in day 2. If he can help build the depth of the Chicago Bears offensive line, that is going to be what I'm looking forward to with the Chicago Bears organization.
Dennis, talk to me.
I just want my rookies to stay healthy and play hard. That's it.
That's
Not
it.
major. Just stay healthy and play hard. As long as they do that, they'll perform on the field.
That's what I want. I just want my rookies to stay healthy and play hard all year.
That's it. But you see my rookies last year. Like when I told you, I said, you asked me who I wanted in the draft. I said, I want the white boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the white boy, Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
He's now known as Cooper DeJean.
I mean, Howie Roseman. Oh, hey, Howie Roseman does a good job with his rookies. So I don't doubt the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, at this point, it would be stupid to really question if the Eagles are going to do well.
I'm not questioning nobody. I just asked a question. What your expectations of your NFL rookies this year? That's it. My next question. If you the GM for the Cavs, will you keep the same team and run it again, or will you break up the team? Dennis.
I think it's time to break it up, make a trade. Gotta shake things up because right now you're looking like the Atlanta Hawks when they was the number 1 seed. So you gotta shake things up and possibly, get another piece over there. So see if you can move some pieces around and get you another piece over there.
So I will answer after you, Ian. What do you think, Ian?
Keep majority of the roster the same. Make 1 or 2 trades. Try to strengthen certain flaws the Cleveland Cavaliers have. But for the most part, this team is pretty well assembled. And being that number 1 seed and having the parts that you already have, I would say try to take your 2 strengths, build off of that, continue to build on it, and fix 1 or 2 weaknesses that Cleveland have. But no, I'd say run it back. I mean, when it comes to the idea of blowing it up, that would be like, all right, Jared Allen trading him, Donovan Mitchell trading him. When it comes to Mobley trading him, I don't believe in that. Personally, I don't believe in just blowing everything up. keep the roster mostly assembled.
If I could trade Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and some draft picks and get me Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Wait, hold on. This is in the division. Hold on, this is in the division. You're gonna pay double.
What?
That's in the division.
Don't matter what you gotta. Don't matter what you gotta pay and all that y'all be saying. All that y'all always say. What's in the division? They go. Then that motherfucker get traded in the division. Then y'all be
Dennis,
like,
that does matter. Hold on, I'm sorry, that does matter. In the division,
what's up, Nate? But
division tax.
That was going to be my my answer. Do you trade your center and some draft picks to the Bucks for Giannis?
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to massively overpay. That's in the division.
Not to overpay anyway, is Giannis.
Now, do you go all out to beat Boston, or do you go all out to beat the Pacers?
You go all out to win a championship.
I mean,
if beating Boston or the Pacers was your goal, then that's a bad goal to go all out for. You go all out to win a championship.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're trying to do is you're trying to assemble a 7-8 man rotation, the best players you can assemble.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to go out and win you a championship. Mm-hmm. Look, Celtics, Pacers, Bucks, regardless of who you have, it really doesn't matter who you face as much. Your main goal should be to win a championship. And building a best 8-man rotation with the money you have and the resources you got, that's what Cleveland needs to do. So I'm saying you keep mostly everybody the same and you switch one or two guys out, but you mostly keep your roster the same.
So. What the dude from Memphis, the bit dude,
Triple J.
Triple J.
Yeah, Triple J. I would go get him.
Yeah, I think if you give up Evan Mobley and a draft pick, I think you get him.
I would go get him. He won't get paid. Okay, why don't you trade for him? Pay him. That'd be your what? Power forward, aka center right there.
Right.
He do shoot. He do rebound. He do block shots. What else you looking for?
Yeah, defensive presence right there.
Right.
Make a 3-way trade.
Right. What else you looking for? He got the whole package. He don't gotta wait for nobody to create a shot for him. And that's what I like. A dude to get his own shot. He won.
All right. What's the next question?
Name an NFL head coach on the hot seat going into the season. Dennis.
Well, it was Thibodeau, but he got fired. Now you said NFL. I'm sorry. NFL head coach on the hot seat. My bad. NFL coach. This would probably be. I think is a Steelers coach. Personally.
Okay.
And why you say that?
Because of this whole situation. They ain't getting no goddamn quarterback. They just setting him up for failure. They ain't want to draft Shador. It just seemed like what this is our last year with Mike Tomlin.
All right. Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that they're gonna fire him because they ain't known for firing coaches. But I could just see them just letting them walk.
What you got for me?
Look, I'm not gonna go with the simple answer. Okay, I'm not gonna say Kevin Stefanski. All right, I'm not gonna say Raheem Morris. All right, I'm not gonna go with the simple answers. I'm gonna give you a different answer. Okay, a NFL coach that's on the hot seat. This is going to be a team that if they miss the playoffs again with all the talent that they have, he is going to be fired the next day. Zach Taylor, Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, well, he getting fired.
If he misses the playoffs again with Burrow,
they getting fired. He getting fired. They ain't even trying to fix that team.
I should say this. He should get fired right now. How you not draft no pass rushers?
Well, I mean, they
That's why I
did
said
draft
he
pass
is.
rush. They just don't want to sign the rookie deal.
Right, but he wasn't a good pass rusher. Everybody, you got to do your homework when it comes to the pass rushers in college. Like Dennis always say, is they the guy or is they one of the guys?
I mean, Cincinnati
In my
Bengals
eyes-
playing Madden franchise mode, spending all the money
In my
on
eyes,
offense
you gotta-
and not doing anything on the defense. So.
You
In my
got
eyes,
to
you gotta be
get
the man for you gotta be the man for 2 years in my eyes. In
Right.
college football.
how many sacks he had in college? One or
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
not good. I know that, but I said Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, that's what Dalton said.
Man,
And then-
okay, can we talk about this for a minute?
Wait a minute. Hear me out. Kyle Shanahan, you traded basically your top wide receiver,
Okay.
Deebo Samuel. How you going to replace that?
I mean, 49ers drafted a receiver not even like a year ago. So
Yeah, they're saying he injured right now.
Who
How
injured?
you doing? Huh?
Who injured?
The one that got shot. The what I've been
Oh, Pretty Ricky. Pretty Ricky did get injured, yeah.
So how you gonna be ready? Start what September? I mean,
okay. When it comes to Kyle Shanahan, all right.
Mhm.
Granted, I'm not really the biggest fan of Kyle Shanahan. Honestly, I'm neutral on Kyle Shanahan. I really don't have any good thing or bad thing to say about him. But this happens for the last 5 years.
Right.
Really, for the last 5 years, I feel every offseason we're heading into it, there's all this discussion about, is he going to be fired? Is he not going to be fired? Is he going to be given an extension? Is he not going to be given an extension? Is this guy been traded? This guy hasn't been traded. Look, as long as Kyle Shanahan plays around 500, as long as Kyle Shanahan makes the playoffs, and by the way, with how weak the NFC West is, by the way,
I don't
I
think
will
it's
be
going to be
shocked
that
if
weak
Kyle
this
wins the
year.
division again.
I don't
But-
think it's that weak this year either.
I don't think.
It's a relatively weak division.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You
Very
already
weak
talked
this
about
year.
Seattle. They got better.
I don't know
The
about
Rams-
Seattle getting
Have
better.
they though?
I don't know about
Huh?
Seattle getting better, but I know
Seattle gotten
that
better?
Arizona has made moves.
Right. The Rams.
The
Made
Rams are a
moves.
playoff team, and the Niners got the easiest schedule in the league.
So you got to win. If you don't make it to the playoffs, you got to at least beat your division, everybody in your division one time.
It's gonna be San Francisco or LA. I mean,
But,
NFC West. It's one of those two teams. Like,
but you cannot count out Seattle now. That you can't.
who's their quarterback now?
I don't. We said the
Sam
same
Darnold.
thing. Wait a
The
minute.
Ghost Man.
He said the same thing with the
The
Vikings.
Ghostbuster.
Look what he did with the Vikings.
But once again, who's the starting quarterback?
The Ghostbuster.
Okay, there you go. Well, do I have to ask again?
Shit, we should call him Scooby Doo.
Oh shit!
And when it comes to Arizona Cardinals, Call of Duty man, that's the quarterback.
Hey,
I don't trust Kyler Murray. For people who are saying Cardinals win the division, that's fine. That's cool and dandy. Who's your quarterback?
I really think y'all sleeping on this division. This
I ain't sleeping on
honest, I'm just being honest with you. I don't see the Cardinals doing much. Seahawks are going to be around 500, maybe, but nah.
Seahawks all depend on Scooby Doo.
Right.
who's Scooby Doo, Dennis?
Sam Darnold, Scooby Doo. You know how Scooby Doo used to be scared to go? No, Scooby Doo was always scared of ghosts. Ghosts. What you call him? He's calling. Come on, Scoob, let's win this game.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah, shit, boy. My next question: name a duo in the NBA today we can put up there with Shaq and Kobe.
There ain't no duo you can put up there with Shaq and Kobe. That's personally. Ain't no duo you can put up there with Shaq and Kobe. But I would say a top duo in the NBA. Well, the top duo in the NBA should be Brunson and Cat. But they don't even run pick and roll, so.
Yeah.
Look, the era of Kareem and Magic, the era of Shaq and Kobe, that doesn't exist in the modern NBA. A dominant big man, and then somebody who can shoot and generate points coming out as a guard. All right. That doesn't really exist in today's NBA. That's why I didn't really want to answer this question, because it's not really a thing in today's era. Now, if you're asking who I think is going to be the best 1-2 punch in the NBA, it's going to be Victor Wembanyama and Cooper Flag.
You really think so?
Give it 3 years. Yes.
I said right now.
Victor Wembanyama and Cooper Flag ain't on the same team.
Definitely.
Hey, they're gonna be.
How? Dallas got the first pick.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying a trade?
Unless you know something shit that I don't know.
Right.
All I know is if there's any team that can trade for the first overall pick and have enough assets to get the number 1 overall pick, it's San Antonio. I'm just telling you, look at the amount of first round picks they have, 2 already in this draft, and all the surplus they have moving forward.
I can tell you guys
it is San Antonio.
I can tell you guys that was supposed to be a good 1-2 punch. Giannis and Dame Dollar, but Dame, is Dame Dollar still a superstar?
I mean, not anymore. Not anymore.
I say he is.
I mean, at his age,
these
no.
These are some of the questions that I just sit back and I ask myself. That's why I'm like.
I mean, he's an all-star at this point. He's an all-star.
I think he's a superstar. I just think he got to have the right head coach. Like that.
No, we said Denver. We said Denver right here, Nate. We said Murray and Joker. So right there.
Murray and Joker, but Murray can't stay healthy though. That's kind of my problem.
Rivers, I don't think Doc Rivers the right head coach for Dame, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, has Doc Rivers ever been a good fit for anybody though?
You could say the Clippers at the time.
Yeah, maybe. Lob City, yeah.
You could say Boston at the time.
I mean, we're talking about literally the most overrated 1 championship in NBA history, but I digress.
I mean, I just said, I look at the teams he did coach on. He did coach.
I give him credit for Lob City. Yes.
No.
I will always give him credit for Lob City. Now I'm looking back on it. Yeah.
No, Lob City.
Lob City went through a lot, though.
They went through a lot.
The owner,
right?
The style piece,
right? But he did coach them. Yes or no?
I mean, LA Clippers. I will say yes to the LA Clippers and Lob City, but I've made this argument for the last decade now that with the Boston Celtics, it really didn't matter who the coach was. The team that was assembled in 2007, 2008, they really could have had anybody at the helm. And it didn't.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that.
I
stop saying that. Coaching is coaching, man. He did a good enough coaching job to get them there. The players played the game. That's what I'm gonna say.
Because
Coaching
if
is
you
coaching.
look at it, you cannot just put people together and be like, go win the championship.
Man, they got to be coached.
I don't know.
You got to be coached up. But what's another?
Real close.
Yeah, that they even my boys, John Morant and Triple J, they supposed to be a nice duo. They ain't a nice duo. I'm gonna tell you an up and coming duo that I like a lot. Tell you one I like a lot. Them boys down there with the Orlando Magic, France Wagner and Paolo Banchero.
I'm gonna tell you a team, a duo I like, and put some respect on them. Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit.
They missing one more piece. I think they're gonna be wrecking havoc next year.
I don't think they're missing a piece. I just think they just need to get a little bit better. I don't think they're missing a piece.
Detroit ain't that far away.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking a little bit too much about Detroit. We don't got to do that. We don't gotta do that.
All I just saying, they got a very young team, and if they, whatever they do their offseason, I pray to God put them over the point. To the people put a lot of respect on Detroit Pistons again. So
I mean, that's cool. That's cool. Well, let's talk about somebody else. We can talk about the rest of the NBA.
My next question.
All right.
If somehow the Eagles win another Super Bowl this year, where will you rank the Eagles head coach of all time in Eagles history of coaches? Then
well, shit, he'd be number one. He won another coach. He won another Super Bowl. Right now, he's top 5. He ain't had a losing season since he been here.
Oh yeah.
Man, he made the playoffs every year he been here.
Put him over Andy Reid?
Not right now. Because Andy Reid, had a sustained amount of time. 10 years, multiple quarterbacks. Been through a bunch of injuries, different GMs. So I ain't gonna say he over Andy Reid. Andy Reid is still a top guy. Shit, I'm not even gonna lie to you. My favorite Eagles coach, even though I wasn't around to see him coach, but one of the coaches that I always loved, the most was Dick Vermeil. I love the way Dick Vermeil coached and things that he did, but I wasn't around to see him coach the Eagles. I was around for Buddy Ryan.
No. Yeah.
I'm always gonna clap for Buddy Ryan, 85 Bears. Yeah. But
85 Bears, man.
But when it comes to your question, I'm gonna break it down like this. You win 1 Super Bowl, hey, good coach. You win 2 Super Bowls, great coach. But when you win 3 or more, that's when you get put in that legendary, all-time, considered one of the greatest to ever do it at that point. But back to your criteria. When he wins that 2nd Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles, that makes him a great coach. And that puts him at the number one spot. Because why? He would be the only coach Eagles history to win 2. That put him on that great level. So
now let me ask y'all this. If he did not have the talent that Philly got on both sides of the ball, do you think he's still the win?
Well, he won I don't know about winning the Super Bowl, but he was our first year we didn't have all that talent. First year he was coaching. We didn't have all that talent. We still made the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, if my auntie had nuts.
Ooh.
I mean, we're going to do these hypothetical what is here. I mean, that's kind of very difficult to give you an answer to. So,
all right. My next question. Every time I turn the TV on, I see they talking about this guy. Now, My question is, do you think Cooper Flag will set the NBA on fire like LeBron James did?
Hell no.
It really depends on what team he goes to.
We know
the answer is depending on what team drafts him first overall. If he goes to an organization that doesn't know what they're doing, they don't have infrastructure, they don't have a roster, they don't have a good coach, they don't have a good GM, they don't have good executives, that he is bound to fail.
Okay? It don't matter if he do got all that.
But if he goes to an organization that knows what they're doing,
he's not going to get the LeBron hype.
Hey, if he goes to an organization that can help
because Victor Wembanyama was the biggest star to come out besides LeBron, and he didn't get the LeBron hype. Not going to get the LeBron hype. You got to remember, LeBron been getting this hype since he was in 10th grade.
What?
Well, first off, LeBron was one of a kind. Okay, that is something.
That's why I don't compare nobody to LeBron.
Right, it's one of a kind. Right.
So, because every time I turn my TV on, NBA talks about this dude. Is this dude?
Well, first off, the NBA media is a bunch of frauds anyway. I don't like the NBA media. I can't stand them. I really don't like listening to them speak. But what I was trying to say is that you're talking about hype. I'm talking about success. If Cooper Flag goes to the right team, he will succeed. And his success will lead to people talking about him.
Okay? So who's the right team?
San Antonio. The way the Spurs are built, the way the executives play that team out.
How the Spurs gonna get that pick from Dallas Mavericks?
You go from 2 to 1. You take the second pick, you take the 14th pick, you take a future pick the year after that, and a pick year after that. You essentially trade 25, 25, 27, and 29, and then you put one of your young players on top of it, and you go from 2 to 1.
So now they got De'Aaron Fox, Cooper Flag, and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like a super team to me, don't it?
If there's a team that has the right culture and the right system, it would be San Antonio.
Now, let me ask you this.
I like your style though.
Let me ask y'all this. Why can't he just go to Dallas?
He'll go to Dallas.
I mean, he can go to Dallas, but he'll fail.
Did Jason Kidd get fired? Did Jason Kidd get fired from Dallas?
I don't think he's on fire. I think he's still there.
Well, but I think they're just the owner doing that though. But he just
the culture in Dallas is splintered. That's the right way I'm going to put it. It's splintered. Regardless of the thing that's going on with Michael Finley, Nico Harrison, the Adelson family, Mark Cuban really ain't in the picture no more. Because if he was, Luka trade would not even happen.
Right.
But when it comes to the Mavs and its splintered culture, they're not going to succeed. And if based off of what I'm hearing, a lot of this is them trying to move. The ownership doesn't want to be in it. And if they keep on doing what they're doing and they keep tanking and they keep pissing off the fans, give it 4 or 5 years, they ain't going to be there no more.
So, my last question.
All right now.
Do you think the Warriors need to get younger this offseason? Dennis.
They've been need to get younger years ago, but that's not the Steve Kerr way, so it ain't gonna happen. Steve Kerr is not known for developing younger players, so that's not gonna happen.
But
the best development of a young player that Steve Kerr had, what is his name? Goddamn, man, I was mad at this guy for a while too. I can't think of his name. Draymond Green punched him though.
Oh, the one.
Jordan Poole.
Yeah, Poole.
Yeah, you talking about Jordan Poole, man?
Yeah.
Jordan Poole, yeah.
But your older players cannot keep up with the younger players in the NBA today.
Yeah, but he like an old man roster. He like an old school San Antonio old man roster. That's what he like.
But that was wrong. If your older players cannot keep up.
I ain't never say what was right, what was wrong. I'm just telling you that's the only way he know how to coach. Developmentally, he can't develop nobody. They had did they have the first pick one year and went and got
won the first pick. It was the second pick.
Right, and they went and got the best goddamn center in the joint, and he ain't paying James Wiseman, and he ain't paying out because Steve Kerr don't develop big men, and he don't do well with young players. That's two negatives with him.
All right, Ian, talk to me.
Should they get younger? Yes. Will they get younger? No. Golden State is a legacy act at this point. They are a few years removed from winning that title. The core no longer in his prime. When they went out and they made the trade for Jimmy Butler, it confirmed to me all that I've known about Golden State. They are past trying to win a championship. They are
Jimmy Butler
trying to actually win.
No, they're not past trying to win a championship because I think their window is this coming season. They don't win it this season, they ain't gonna win it.
I'm gonna say,
as long as they stay healthy, this coming season is their window. If they don't win it this season,
I'm saying at this point, Golden State is playoff contender at best. Championship done. They're not championship contender no more. It's now playoff contender.
But
they ain't got the roster to win a championship. It's all playoffs now.
I don't even think they got a chance to get into the playoffs.
Well, you got to remember what the play-in is now.
Right.
Having 10 teams coming out of each conference.
Right, but
I'm saying playoff contender. They're trying to make the playoffs now.
If your veterans cannot keep up with the young point guards and shooting guards, how can you get to the playoffs?
By being the 7th seed, 8th seed, 9th seed, 10th seed. I mean, that's what's going to end up happening to Golden State in the next couple of years.
I just said, if you watch this past playoffs, and they cannot keep up with the young boys.
That ain't what it was, man. Steph Curry got injured and their whole offense pummeled. It's not what it was, man. When Jimmy Butler got traded to Golden State, I wonder if I'm saying this correctly. I think they went 19-4. They only lost 4 games in the regular season. Last year, something like that. Got to the playoffs, was playing well, but Steph Curry got injured. And then Minnesota took that and took over because Steve Kerr didn't have an offense without Steph Curry.
But
it's not that the younger guys ran them over. It's that they don't have a way to switch things up without Steph Curry.
The way Jimmy Butler coming at the superstar.
But
you got to put the offense through the superstar for it to happen. I keep telling you that's not the Steve Kerr way.
I'm not saying that they can't beat young teams. We saw them beat a younger team earlier in the playoffs. I'm not saying that they can't beat younger teams. What I'm saying is that when it comes to the Warriors and the way they've assembled the roster, the way they've built it, it's not built to win a championship no more. They're going to be first round, second round exit for the next couple of years.
So what do they need to do to get back to the championship?
Get younger. Get younger. I mean, that's the obvious answer. You got to get younger.
Well, who the big dude Steve Kerr did not want to play in the playoffs?
I mean, you're talking about Kuminga.
Then he came in and showed the fuck out. Because
Look, if Golden State really wanted to win a championship now and not just be a legacy act, they would get younger. But that's not what they want to do now.
I mean, it's that common sense. You need to get younger talent.
Understood. If you want to win a championship and you want to win, you want to get younger.
You always trying to get younger. But the older players, they're not going to fly with these young boys that just run all day and stay up all night. I don't see the Warriors doing that.
I'm saying the next 3 or 4 years, you're going to see Golden State be what I'm saying. They're going to be a playoff team. They're good enough to make the playoffs, but they're no longer a championship contender. They're not going to be among the top teams in terms of winning the NBA Finals. That's not what they are no more. As a hockey fan, I'm going to call them what they are. They're the LA Kings. The LA Kings for the last 8 years have had some veterans on the team. They've had some guys who were with them the last time they won a championship. And what have they done? First round exit, first round exit, first round exit. Oh, second round exit, first round exit. Because that's what they are. They're good enough to make the playoffs. They're not good enough to win.
So, this is my last question to y'all. Is Steve Kerr that good, or is Steve Kerr just getting by with the talent he got on the team?
He's a good coach, but he's not a good development of young talent.
Because you got to develop talent to keep pushing, on.
But that's not gonna happen. All the young talent he was supposed to develop, like James Wiseman, right now was supposed to be taking over the team. You shouldn't have to make the trade to go get Jimmy Butler because, you should have got more. Jordan Poole. The whole Jordan Poole situation shouldn't happen.
What?
What's my other man name? Andrew Wiggins should have been another guy. Like, you should have had players in rotation, right? Right now, your players should have been playing like the Pacers is playing right now without Steph Curry.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if it really should have gone the way it should have,
the Pacers,
they would have had Wiseman, Kuminga, Pods, Post. I think that's his name. I apologize if I butcher that. But they had young guys. That wasn't the problem. The problem is the Kerr can't develop young guys. So that's why they traded a lot of those guys away or didn't use them properly.
But that's my last question.
All right, man. Well, let's get up out of here. Y'all got any final words?
Yes. Shout out to the fans. Without y'all, we will not be doing this. Shout out to Pops and the Henry brothers. Shout out to the Falcons Morning Crew Show. And shout out to the Eye Test. And like and share the show.
Yeah. And as we always say, God bless y'all. And I want to let y'all know, good night.